Superman's nut would horrifically kill Lois Lane, and there's math to prove it. For this video, we're going to make one massive assumption about Superman. We know that Kryptonian physiology is strikingly similar to human physiology. It's mostly just amplified by the yellow sunlight, but under a red sunlight, he's basically human. And we know that human men have a very limited control of our pelvic muscles. With the proper training, we can hold back a nut, but once it's time, it's shooting out and we can't control the velocity. So we're going to assume the same thing for Superman. Now, the average human nut shoots out at 28 miles per hour. Yes, I was very shocked by that number myself. So we need to calculate how much stronger Superman is than the average human male. Now, according to Livestrong, the average human male can lift between 135 and 175 pounds. To prove the absurd difference, we're going to go with the higher number of 175. Now, unfortunately, it's next to impossible to quantify Superman's actual strength. He is one of those characters that is exactly as strong or weak as the writers need him to be. However, one of the only times that we've gotten an actual number of how much weight he can lift is in All-Star Superman. In this comic, he is able to lift 200 quintillion tons. However, he is being heavily amplified. The doctor testing him points out that this is triple his normal strength, meaning his regular lifting strength is 66.6 quintillion tons. Now, a lot of people like to discredit this feat because this is a what-if comic and it's not the canon storyline. So to appease those people, we're going to nerf Superman down to 0.01% of this number. This gives us a lifting capacity of 66.6 trillion tons. A 1 ton equals 2,000 pounds. So if we multiply 66.6 trillion by 2,000, we get a lifting capability of 133.2 quadrillion pounds. Now, if we take that number and divide it by the average human strength, we calculate that Superman is 761,142,857,142,857.14 times stronger than the average human. Now, if we take that and multiply it by 28, the average nut speed of a human male, we calculate that Superman's nut is shooting out at 21,312,000,000,000,000 miles per hour. Now, this number is very important because the speed of light is 670,616,629 miles per hour approximately. So if we take Superman's nut speed and divide it by the speed of light, we get that his nut is traveling at 31,779,707.3 times the speed of light. Now, I know what you're thinking. Due to Einstein's theory of special relativity, it's impossible for something to go faster than the speed of light. This is mainly due to the fact that as something approaches the speed of light, its mass steadily increases, and when it reaches the speed of light, its mass would be infinite. Therefore, the energy required to move it would also be infinite, which is impossible. However, it's very important to know that Superman once traveled all the way to the edge of the universe and back in 60 days. Most conservative calculation is that he was moving just under a quadrillion times the speed of light to do that. So in the DC universe, Superman is capable of moving faster than the speed of light, so most likely, so is his nut. But even if you don't like the idea of him being able to move faster than the speed of light, he doesn't need to. This is an aluminum block that was hit by a piece of debris the size of a bullet, moving at 0.002% the speed of light. Now, if that's what 0.002% the speed of light would do, if Superman's nut even got close to the speed of light, it would absolutely evaporate Lois Lane. However, there are a couple ways around this problem. Superman has held a black hole in his hand, so he could just theoretically catch it. Or it's also highly possible that Superman is that dude and can actually control the velocity of his nut.